Spaghetti tacos. What is that? Please don't tell me that's a corn tortilla with spaghetti inside of it. Please. It's my first episode. I'm so excited. It's probably going to be a train wreck, but I'm so glad to be here and finally starting this. And again, it might be a train wreck, but I just had to go ahead and get started. I have practiced this a little bit. Well, not practice. I tried doing it as a podcast, but I was like, I want the video option. So the first time I did it, I learned that I will need a drink. And you know I'm thirsty because this is not my drink of choice, but it's all we had. You're going to hear a slurp. Just 1 second. ASMR. All right. So what we're going to do on this little podcast, little YouTube channel, is we're going to discuss like Reddit stories, any kind of crime stories, anything that I find interesting, a little chit chat, gossip, news, anything like that. We will bring it up. And basically it's just to give our take and give advice. I just gone through like a divorce. What? Just went through a little breakup thing. I don't know if you would call it that because we weren't official at all, but it still hurt like a So how I got through that was listening to Reddit stories and then watching Love After Lockup. That will put a lot of things in perspective for you, just to let you know. If you watch that show, please comment below. I would love to hear from you. Tell me who you think is the most unhinged. And we can discuss further. I might do one of my other things I love is like commentary channels of people like watch episodes and they comment on it. Oh my God, I would love to do that. So that might be something else we do on here. Just going to be like a little mixed bag of talking about things. What a great way to explain that. Anyway, so I was going through a hard time in life this past month and I was like, God, why do I have to learn things the freaking hard way every single time? And I've learned through this that yes, I have to learn things the hard way all the time, but it has given me a wealth of knowledge that I need to share. And this is the best way that I know how to do it in this time. Also, I told myself, Whitney, don't forget to glue on your nail before you start. And what did I do? So that's bad. Anyway, and I need to make supper too. I'm a cook. No, just kidding. But I do need to make a supper. I'm starving. We're going to make grilled chicken and zucchini. No, not zucchini. Yellow squash and probably green beans. And when I say we, I am home alone. It's me, my dog, and my cat. Okay, thanks. So we're going to do 3 stories. That's how we're going to start out because it is a lot. You lose your breath. These lights are bright. I'm trying to read. Never been really good at that. So we're going to start with 3 and then we might regress, but I'm so glad that you stopped by. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you what, I probably won't give the best advice all the time or the most sensible or most smart or say things all the time correctly or politically correct, but it's going to be what it is. Okay. So glad you're here again. Let me know if you've watched. What can we say in the comments if you watch? Howdy, and it's spelled H-O-W. Is that right? Yeah, H-O-W-D-E-E, like Minnie Pearl. Okay, my dog Minnie Pearl. You may hear her snoring right now. She's the loudest snorer I've ever heard. She's just and she's been sleeping all day. We're gonna get off here, make supper, and I'm gonna play with her a little bit so she can get a little bit of exercise. But anyway, thanks again, and let's go into story 1. Okay. Am I the a-hole for telling my mom I didn't like her cooking? Talking about cooking. I, 24 female, have been trying to learn how to cook lately, but I live with my mother. She's 58 female, who is watching her salt intake, which means she seasons everything lightly. Oh gosh. I used to hate salt. Side note, I used to hate salt. I cannot go without salt now. Oh, it just adds. It's like, it's so good. If something just does not taste right, Anyway, I also live with my brother, 29 male, okay, who likes very basic meals. Okay. When I cook, I try to make new and different meals out of our norm, even though I really like it. My brother and mother always have weird opinions on it. They give me feedback and I accept it and try dishes again in hopes of being better. I remember my mom telling me when it comes to what she cooks to tell her if I don't like it and that she doesn't mind. That's that is problem number one. This happened the other day. I told my mom, be honest with me. And then she was honest with me and I cried. So that is problem number one. Anyway, continuing the story. So today she made homemade spaghetti with some veggie pasta because she asked if she used what? Okay, wait a minute. So today she made homemade spaghetti with some veggie pasta because she asked if she should use normal spaghetti or veggie spaghetti, and I chose veggie. Are you talking about non-noodles that are made out of like shriveled up zucchini or something? That is, if you're going to I'm gluten-free, so a lot of times I can't eat noodles. Just eat the meat sauce. You're literally not going to miss the noodles. I'm telling you, just let it go. I mean, it is a good way to get veggies in, but okay. So we're starting off with a choice. So she makes it and tells me it might be dry. This is going great. I taste it and it was bland. I almost threw up because it didn't have any taste to it. Okay. I've never wanted to throw up because something had too little of taste. I've wanted to throw up because something had too much of a weird taste. You know what I mean? There's just a little bit going on here that I'm confused on. Unfortunately, she sees this and is quick to fix it by putting in another tomato can with some water in it to water it down. Oh gosh, this is going down quick. I tried again and it's better, but not really good. I tell her and she gets a bit passive aggressive. She says it's because of the pasta, because it's a homemade sauce instead of a jar. She says it's because of the pasta, because it's homemade sauce instead of a jar. I think she means it's because of or she's saying the veggie pasta is the problem because the sauce is not the problem. It's a homemade. Well, it depends on who's making it at home. For me, I told her the issue is the tomato sauce. And I feel like these people are British. I may be wrong. The tomato sauce on the spaghetti doesn't taste like anything. So she says it tastes that way because she did everything in a single pot. What? What does that have to do with anything? So she says it tastes that way because she did everything in a single pot. I asked her what she did. What did she... Wait, it's either me that can't read or these people can't type. I asked her what did she used, and she said seasonings and 1 small can of tomato sauce. Wait, did she use 2 cans of tomato sauce? Yeah, and she added water. She also said I'm free to tell her if I don't like something she made, since there have been many meals I made that she didn't like. So finally, I just said I didn't like it, and she said my brother will eat it regardless because he eats everything. Yet goes on to say she was going to make spaghetti tacos instead. Sometimes I question if Reddit stories are real. I'm really questioning this. Spaghetti tacos, what is that? Please don't tell me that's a corn tortilla with spaghetti inside of it. Please. That is freaking foul. Maybe I should not knock it till I try it, but let's keep the food genres separate, please. The only reason she didn't was because my brother reacted in confusion. Wait, what? Okay, so this is how it says. She goes on to say she's going to make spaghetti tacos instead. The only reason she didn't was because my brother acted in confusion. So I'm guessing that the dinner started with, hey y'all, are we going to have spaghetti by itself, or are we going to put it in corn tortillas? And the brother acted confused. So she opted out of those corn tortillas. I was so confused. So she proceeded to go on a tangent saying she's the only going to cook on Sundays from now on because she loves cooking. But she finds it hard to cook for someone who is picky and someone who has a basic palate. This cannot be a real story. I feel like absolute crap, and I didn't mean to hurt her feelings or start conflict, but I need to know, am I the a-hole for telling my mother her cooking was bad? First of all, how are you the picky one when she can't have salt? I know it's not her fault, but she can't have salt. And what was the brother? They have weird opinions all about, they sound like the picky ones. They're trying to turn that around on you. Also, two, I think you were a little dramatic when you acted like you were throwing up because it was too basic. But then again, if it was a regular noodle and it was too plain, that's like a salt and cracker. It's like, that's not going to make you throw up. It's actually going to help you not. But if it was just like a zucchini string, I still wouldn't have vomited or acted like I was going to, you know. Let's see here. Somebody commented, they said, all of you are old enough to cook for yourselves. Everyone do their own thing. Yes, but is that time convenient for time? Is it convenient for finances in the world we live in? They also commented on what the original poster said. I tasted it and it was bland. I almost threw up because it didn't have any taste to it. They said, this is a ridiculous statement. Absence of flavor is not cause for being nauseated. That is so true. Someone else commented, this is the answer. If you don't like our cooking and she doesn't like yours, don't cook for each other. Again, I think the issue is time, one kitchen. How are y'all all going to cook different things? I mean, meals, if you were just doing like some pizza rolls or something. But I don't know. Maybe y'all should all three. This is great advice. Y'all all three go take a cooking class. There you go. Agreed. I quit reading and rolled my eyes at such a statement. You are the a-hole. Cook your own food and don't be rude to the one who is. But to me, I read it that they were rude to her as well. So during my last pregnancy, everything tasted bland unless it was super spicy or strong flavor. I didn't get nauseous, but it was soul destroying. Okay. And I didn't like read through these before I like screenshotted it. I was just looking at the title and I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. And I would like scroll through and see like a comment. If it was like really had a lot of reaction to it, then I would screenshot it too. So this is my first reaction. The person commented, the food was bland, so she added water that made it better for you. And then spaghetti. It's the quotation marks that are killing me. Spaghetti tacos. And somebody responded to that. LOL, what the F is going on over there? And then somebody said, nobody should be allowed to make food in that house. Somewhat sarcastic, somewhat not. Oh my gosh. And then someone said, I can't believe I know this, but spaghetti tacos were a thing on iCarly on Nickelodeon. That's why I don't know about it. That show was awful. Okay, so here's my advice. 1, separate your genres of food. Keep tacos with taco food. I don't know what y'all's ethnicity is. If it's a white person taco night, let it be a white person taco night. If you're, I don't know. I don't feel like a Hispanic person would really let spaghetti go into a taco for real. That's just my take. But and then again, I don't think y'all are Italian either, because a true Italian would not put that in a taco shell. So keep spaghetti with spaghetti and keep tacos with tacos. We don't mix those two. Okay. Again, my finger. 2, y'all go take a cooking class. 3, maybe try just eating your own food. I know it's not cost effective or time efficient. But yeah, maybe. Or I don't know if this really works, but going out to eat is an option because you all can get whatever you want. And at the end of the day, do you feel like going out to eat equals the same amount for like it's the same amount of money as buying all your groceries to make meals. That might be the option. Anyway, also and I do this sometimes. You have to add a little bit of water. You take the can, you'll put some water and do it. But that, she should have known better. That was not going to fix the issue at hand. Oof. Oh, vice I'm on step 4 or whatever. Y'all seem like all picky eaters. I think you're all picky. Why are y'all opting for veggie pasta? It's okay to eat some, like, if you're not gluten intolerant or whatever, just have some regular noodles. Anyway, story 2 is, what's the title of this one? Ooh, I screenshotted a lot here. Am I the a-hole for refusing to give up the master bedroom to my friend's boyfriend during a group cabin trip? I meant to take a drink before I started this one. 1 second. Sorry if you didn't want to hear that. Okay. My friend group, me, 26 male, my girlfriend, 25 female, and my friends, Jay, 25 male, Eva, 26 female, Liam, 25 male, and Frank, 26 male, have a tradition of renting a cabin every summer and winter. Every summer and winter. And I need to state here, it gets on my nerves when we have to list everybody 26 male, 25 female, but then I like need it in the context. I'll be like, now how old was this person? But anyway, the cabin, I just hit my camera. It's going to be wobbly if you saw that. The cabin has a master bedroom. It's a double bed, a twin room, 2 single beds, a loft, 2 single beds, and a pull-out couch in the living room. My girlfriend and I have always paid extra to use the master exclusively. Okay, and the master again has a double bed. Everyone else shares the remaining beds, and Eva usually takes the couch since she snores and doesn't want to room with a guy. Valid. This year, Frank asked if his boyfriend, Ed, 28 male, could come with us. None of us hadn't met him. None of us hadn't met him. I don't know. I think they mean none of us had met him. But Frank said he'd cover meals to make up for the costs. Ed seemed nice at first and paid for dinner and the first night, which was cool. Problems started when we got to the cabin. Ed said he and Frank wanted to take the master bedroom. Well, who the hell is Ed? I told him, maybe a little harshly, that my girlfriend and I usually use it since we pay extra. Ed said he didn't get what the big deal was and that we could sleep in one of the single beds or on the couch. You can sleep on the single bed or on the couch. These single beds are small and could not comfortably fit 2 people. Plus Eva would have to share a room with one of the guys, and she didn't want to. Ed said that my girlfriend and Eva could share the couch, and I could be with the room with the other guys. Why can't you guys do that? You guys. Why can't y'all do that? What is, excuse me? Ed said, I could share with them. Okay. I didn't want to room with a guy. When my girlfriend and I have been together a lot longer, and there's no reason for me to room with someone else in favor of a couple who's been together less than a year. Also, you guys freaking paid extra to have that room. Okay. Jay and Liam tried to help, like giving Ed and Frank the couch so they could sleep side by side, but Ed said he didn't feel comfortable in open spaces and insisted on the master. Ed and I argued more, and he called me homophobic, saying I didn't support his and Frank's relationship by not letting them share a room. What? People are facing true homophobia, and this is okay. I was about to shout when my girlfriend shut me up and told Ed we take the couch. Girlfriend, no, you shouldn't have gave in. It is the premise. It is the whatever that word I'm trying to think of. It is the whole point, is that y'all paid extra so you could have this room. And Ed, who has not been part of the friend group, is acting all sassy about this. First, I haven't even read the whole thing. I'm already getting, okay. Anyway, I would have looked at my girlfriend like, I don't have a girlfriend, but I'm saying if I was the guy and that was my girlfriend, I would have been like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, what is going on? We didn't see them much the rest of the trip. I would avoid them at all costs. Okay. I mostly hung out with my girlfriend and Eva on hikes. Ed and Frank used the master bedroom and left a few days early. Oh my gosh. My girlfriend, comma Jay, Liam. I put comma because it says my girlfriend Jay, and I don't think that's a girlfriend's name. I think there was meant to be a comma there. My girlfriend Jay, Liam, Eva, and I have been talking about what happened. Jay supports me, but Eva and Liam said I made a huge deal out of nothing, and letting them have the master for a week wasn't a big deal. It's not if everybody paid the same price, okay? Even my girlfriend says I took things too far by keeping everyone up. I'm still pissed about being kicked out of the room, but I think I might be an a-hole because it was late and everybody wanted to go to sleep. But I kept dragging out the argument and didn't welcome Ed after he argued with me. Am I the a-hole? And I don't know what this means. TLDR. I need to, let me look that up so I know. TDLR. It brought up Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. I don't think that's correct. Reddit. Let me look up TWR Reddit. Too long, didn't read. Okay, I don't really know what that means, but anyway. I didn't want to give up the master bed. Okay, so I guess this is for people who don't want to read the whole thing. I didn't want to give up the master bedroom that my girlfriend and I pay extra for to a friend's boyfriend on our group trip. Some say I overreacted. Should have just let them keep. No, people, you need to read the whole thing. So somebody commented, not the a-hole. I have a few problems here. Aside from the fact that you paid extra, why did your friend not end this as soon as his boyfriend, who had never met you, cashed you? I think they meant called you homophobic. Second, if this was his first time meeting the friend group, that is a horrible first impression. Yeah, who the hell are you? Joining a regular friend group vacation, he should have been sitting back, figuring out the dynamics and getting to know everyone so he gets everyone's blessing. Something he did not do. Finally, if they had just wanted a week away to have sex, it should have been on the friend's vacation. It shouldn't have been on the friend's vacation group. Honestly, your friend is maybe the bigger a-hole for not standing up for his friend. I'm just making sure this is still recording my vocals. Yeah. Right. Like this is beyond. People are weird. What planet are we on? Literally. When something weird happens, I'm like, what planet are we on? Because how is this real? Okay. So the original poster said, Frank has always been the quietest. I don't know why he didn't say anything in my defense because I never want him to think I didn't support him or his sexuality. Ed seemed cool at first, paying for dinner at a pricey place we ate out on one night, but everything went downhill after that. I did my best to ignore both of them after the blow up. This is my thought process. Ed went and paid for the meal for everybody and thought, you know what? I deserve the master bedroom. You know what? I deserve that. But just because you do something nice doesn't mean you get, that wasn't, sorry. And then somebody said, let's be honest. Ed wanted to be able to have sex. Ed sounds like trash and Frank needs to grow a spine. True. I feel like an idiot for not thinking about this until now, but it would explain a lot. Someone else commented, why else would they not be comfortable out in the open though? Like you're sleeping inside a presumably sturdy and well-furnished, properly built cabin, not in a flimsy tent in the remote forest with a packs of man-eating wolves prowling right outside the tent flap. The tent flap cracked me up. Somebody else said a different open. I don't know what that means. Sleep in a proper bedroom and you have a privacy behind a closed door. Sleep on a pull out in the living room, and with a lot of cabins with fairly open plan layouts, you'll always be exposed to anyone else moving around the cabin. The person who gets up in the night to go to the toilet or go to the kitchen, or the person who wants to get up earlier than you do. So within the confines of the cabin, you are always out in the open with no expectations of privacy. And somebody else commented, there's plenty of reasons. In this case, it's probably sex. For me, it's PTSD and sleepwalking. I don't let people behind me in any circumstance. I definitely don't sleep somewhere I can't lock the door. Okay, but here's the thing. We all have triggers. We all have things that we're uncomfortable with. Not everybody's going to be able to be accommodated. I'm sorry. Why was the bed situation not discussed as soon as it was agreed that there would be an extra person, another couple on the trip? And the original poster said the cabin had enough beds to sleep 8 people, 2 on the couch, 4 on the twin beds, and 2 in the master. That was my fault because I didn't think about it until we got to the cabin. It shouldn't have been. It has been a known thing. among your friend group that this is how it goes down. You paid extra, blah, blah, blah. Why is Miss New Booty, why is he wanting to come up here and act like he's the queen and we're the sorry people? Why? He has no, okay, he paid for Applebee's. Congrats. Like, it doesn't mean you get to decide the freaking formation of the freaking cabin for the week. Sorry. The original poster said, this was my fault because I didn't think about it until we got to the cabin. I incorrectly assumed Eva would continue to sleep on the couch and Ed would take one of the spare twin beds. Right, because Eva wanted to sleep on the couch. He's not only messing up y'all's plans, he's messed up Eva's plans. Did Ed and Frank pay you back the extra you paid for the master? And the original poster said they didn't. I'm not speaking to Frank right now. And then somebody said text him with a money request. Somebody commented, yeah, don't expect to be laid, but that's a good way to send a message. Don't expect it to be, they meant don't expect it to get paid, but that's a good way to send a message. What I don't understand is why the girlfriend didn't support OP on this. It's not just money. It's about the whole shit show. It's the principle of it all. That was the word I was trying to remember. It's the principle of it. You guys paid extra. It's a established rule. It's an established expectation. Who the freak is Ed? Like, okay. No. And then somebody commented, my guess doesn't like confrontation is the reason people like Ed get away with the nonsense like this. Somebody else commented, yeah, but it would be very demoralizing to know my partner wouldn't back me up when, as far as we know, OP is clearly in the right and the new guy is clearly an a-hole. Somebody else commented this, send him a Venmo request for the amount of extra money you paid. And they put what to put along with it, like what to message with it. This is the surcharge we paid for the master bedroom. You and Ed demanded it and now owe the balance. I expect full payment by Friday. Dang. And Frank is no longer welcome on the trip after the stunt his guest pulled. I mean, I don't know about all that, but I would expect payment a little bit, Not the a-hole, but why on earth did you argue with the guest on your trip? I would have ignored him while unpacking my suitcase. You did make a big deal out of it by arguing when you were right. You didn't have a point to make. You didn't need to make a point, and make sure you get back the extra money you paid for in the master bedroom. Okay, maybe you're correct, but you don't know how Ed was saying things. You don't know until you're there, so maybe it wasn't something that could happen like that. But I do see what you're saying. The original poster said, it was late and everyone was asleep. My girlfriend was getting annoyed with me for keeping everyone up, so I ended just sleeping up on the couch like she wanted. Someone else commented, you didn't keep everyone up. Ed did. Crazy entitlement coming in as the new person and demanding extras. Frank should have had the private conversation with you about the room situation. And someone else commented, Frank should have reined in his partner. Oh, true that. Pretty sure Ed knew about the dynamics. I think that is why he paid for the expensive dinner. Make everyone think he is a decent before he makes demands, then goes after you while everyone else backs him despite his insanity. Someone else commented, your girlfriend was also out of line for giving into his demand from someone you don't really know. You should have just gone to the room and closed the door. Yeah, I think that's what that person that was trying to say was like, you didn't have to make a point. You should have just taken the room. It was yours. You paid for it in a conversation. But we don't really know how it was going down in person. And then someone commented, also, Tahari. I don't know what that means. It says T-A period her period E. Tahari. A guest, they are all guests. Ed argued about a set arrangement where extra money was paid. Ed directed him on the couch. Who does this? Yeah, he wasn't acting like a guest, so therefore, don't treat him like a guest. Someone commented, you paid for the room. I don't understand how sexuality has anything to do with it. Really? Like, what? It's not relevant to the room situation, but Ed is manipulative. Being labeled as an intolerant and bigoted is socially unacceptable. So most people will cave rather than have their reputation tarnished. Very true. That was manipulative by calling him homophobic, because who wants to be labeled as that? Then you're going to definitely give in. It doesn't have to be, which you didn't really give in, your girlfriend did, and then you were, everybody was against you. It doesn't have to be credible accusation to cause harm. Very true. This is the last little bit that I got here. Someone said, not the a-hole. This guy wasn't actually invited by the group. His BF decided to add him right before the trip. Then he decided to demand he gets the master since he would be more comfortable. No shit, he would be more comfortable. As would you and your girlfriend, which is why you paid more for it. Then let me read it. Then, when the entitled F doesn't get his way, he immediately screams homophobia, typical main character syndrome, where he is the only one who matters, and if you disagree, then you're a villain. I would tell your friend you want nothing to do with him or his BF. If he insists on including him, then don't invite your friend. That's a very hard situation to let go of a friend, but he should have said something. But some people are just not very confrontational. But here is my advice. 1, maybe that person is correct. There was no fight because you had the right to that room. You got to fight for your right to party. Okay. So 1, shouldn't have caused a fight, but I really don't know how Ed was coming to you with this stuff. Was he being kind and then you kind of escalated, or was it right off the bat like being rude? I would need some context there, but I do believe that you and your friend should have had a conversation separately, and so nobody else could got in the way of the conversation or compromise the principle of it all, like the girlfriend did. 2, I would have a conversation with your friend about the homophobia comment, because is that really your friend if he will let somebody think that about you over a room? 3, I would request the money on Venmo, because you paid for something and you didn't get it. So you need the money, right? Anyway, let's go to story 3. Okay, I got to get a little shippy ship here. Might get 2. This next story seems interesting. Okay, so this is, am I the a-hole for taking my friend's place in a reality TV show? So here we go with our last story for the night. What? The first sentence says, throwaway, as everyone has Reddit. Oh, okay, so I guess they're posting from a Reddit account that's like not really theirs. Okay, so my group of friends likes this really popular reality show. Lisa got us all to watch and often hosts viewing parties. Most of us watch and go about our lives. Lisa's obsessed. It's her thing, and she's constantly talking about it. Last year, Mary was approached by a recruiter to ask if she wanted to be in it. She ended up going through the process, and after flying to LA to meet some of the producers, she got casted. She declined to participate at the end. Lisa was upset and would make comments about it often. We started teasing her about applying and to live her dream. She did, and about 1.5 months later, she got a call for a second interview. Around the same time, Mary was contacted by one of the producers, Brian. He asked if she wanted to come and be on the new season, and Mary declined. Brian asked for her friend's recommendation, so Mary mentioned Lisa. 2 days later, Brian messaged me on Instagram asking for my number to chat about the show. He said he saw me in Mary's friend list and thought I was perfect for it. I was taken aback, so I told my friends in our group chat before responding. They jokingly said it would be fun for both if we both ended up on the show, and kept going back and forth with reasons why I should do it. Lisa stayed out of the combo, but finally I said I should see what they say. Brian and I FaceTime and had a great conversation. The next day he called to tell me that they wanted me to fly to LA for an in-person interview. First of all, I can't even imagine that process of being like, I want to be on a reality TV show. I want to be on Southern Charm. But anyway, I told Lisa I wouldn't go if she didn't want me to. I sensed she wasn't very happy about it, but she ended up saying she was okay with me going. Because of my job, I couldn't fly to LA until this week, 2 days before Lisa's interview. It went great. Brian assured me that unless I decline, I am in, so I messaged my girls, and they were very excited for me. Yesterday, I texted Lisa to wish her good luck. I didn't hear back. After her interview, she sent a heartbroken emoji to our group chat, and my heart dropped. She refused to call any of us and didn't open the door when we went to check on her. Okay. I messaged Brian to ask what happened, and he said people on site didn't think Lisa was a good fit. A couple of hours later, Lisa left our group chat. Oh, hell. Then Mary called to say that Lisa created a new chat and was talking about me taking her place in the show. Yikes. I got pretty upset, texted, and told her to stop being childish and call me. She did it and started yelling at me, saying I ruined her life and stole her dream. I got mad and snapped back that it's not my fault that the producers didn't think that she was a good fit for it. I wouldn't have said that. Which I forgot she didn't know. Oh my gosh. So she told me she's going over with our friendship, that she's over with our friendship and never to contact her again. Our friends are split. Some think I am the a-hole for accepting the invite and flying to LA. Some think that I'm right to do it. Some think I should decline doing the show to save our friendship. And no. So Reddit, please help me figure this out. Okay, it does suck that your friend is a huge fan of the show, wanted to be on it, but didn't make it, and her friend did. That is a, but this is life, and sometimes we get things, and sometimes we don't, and sometimes our best friend gets it, you know, and I don't even know if you are best friends, but you're friends nonetheless, and she has the right to be upset, but the way she's acting is very childish and is not very friendly to me. It is childish, so. And maybe I'm wrong, but I think you should go for it. Who's to say this person might not even be a good friend to you, and you might sacrifice that to save the friendship. That shouldn't be, no. You going and taking on something incredible, a once in a lifetime experience should not be should not be what's going to break or make a friendship. So for her to make that what it is, and it's very childish to not have a full-on conversation with you and just delete the group chat and go make a new one to talk about you. Girl. Okay. Not the a-hole. They probably didn't choose her because she's clearly obsessed with it. Very true. Somebody else commented, not the a-hole. If it hadn't been you, it would have been someone else. Very true. Just because it was you doesn't mean that you guys could be switched out. It was just that they did not like her. I wouldn't have said what you found out from the producers, like that she wasn't a good fit. I would just kept that under wraps. Somebody commented, not the a-hole, but the producer dude sounds kind of creepy, stalking Mary's friends in IG. You did ask Lisa if she was okay with you attending. Lisa is a mild a-hole though. The original poster said, haha. I thought so too at first, but Mary met him when she did her casting last year, and she said he was a cool guy. He turned out to be great, and we really bonded. Also, he's not straight, so once we spoke on the phone, all the creepiness kind of failed. Okay, I guess that's true. It's getting super dark in here, but let's keep going. Not the hell. This is your life to live by your rules, not hers. You declining the spot wouldn't have gotten her the gig. Your friends weren't supportive of your choice to accept it, and you didn't know about Lisa. Sorry, I read that wrong. Your friends were supportive of your choice to accept it, and you didn't know about Lisa not getting until after. Even if you did, your choice, your life. If she was really your friend, she would get her jealous self in check and be supportive of your success. It is immature for her to handle it so bitterly. Yeah, that's the thing, is that your friends were supportive about you going, and then now they're not. What the heck? I think that's because they're trying to... I cannot think of words ever. They're trying to accommodate. They're trying to make her feel better. And it's like, nothing's going to make you feel better. She didn't make the show. Got to just feel the pain and move on. Original poster said, thank you for this. I'm just so confused about the whole situation. We are so close. I was a bridesmaid at her sister's wedding, and their mom treats me like her daughter. And Lisa has never done anything like this. I'm thinking she might be overreacting because it just happened. But she keeps telling people outside of our group how awful I am for this. That is crazy. Somebody said, not the a-hole. It's not your fault. If the producers didn't think she was a good fit, that would have been their conclusion in the long run, regardless of anything you did. She's just hurt and being incredibly mean and petty. Say you didn't go out there and do it, she still would have been hurt, but it's hurting more, and she's being more vindictive about it because somebody that she knows did make it. She wouldn't be this catty with a stranger, you know? And that thought right there is crazy. Somebody said, not the a-hole, you asked Lisa ahead of time and she was okay with it. I fear this friendship is doomed either way if Lisa is being this way about it. Very true. It's kind of a red flag. Somebody said, not the a-hole, this isn't how friendship works. She's not a true friend. And then somebody else said, not the a-hole, you clearly also enjoy the show, so go for it. Lisa sounds jealous and bitter. The original poster said, I do, but to be fair, I'm not as invested as she is. But most people that are on reality TV were not super fans before they got on it. And they may have felt like she was a liability to have on the show. Like, would she be a stalker to somebody? Yes, it's a great show. Like, not saying that she was, but did she come off that way or come off that she could potentially be that way? The original poster said, yes, it's a great fun show, but I don't care about it to follow behind the scenes, but she does. She told our friend she can't believe I got it, even though I don't care enough about it. That has nothing to do with anything. If being cast, they don't ask, do you follow all of our behind the scenes videos and our Instagram and our stories and our real? No, they don't ask that. Are you good TV? That's what they ask. Not the a-hole, because you asked her for permission. She said yes. Her reaction seems childish from what I gathered there. Got a little bit more here that I'll add. Not the a-hole. Lisa is the a-hole here. It's not your fault she wasn't accepted, and it's really harsh move from her to blame you for this. Somebody else said, what are they saying? I can't figure out what they're saying. Have you even been formally officially accepted? Because it could be you don't get it on the show anyway. They can drop you at any time. Lisa's messing up friendship in a childish manner. She sounds like a crap friend anyway, so don't stress too much. Even if you don't get on, you've seen who your real friends are. Also, are they filming you right now? Maybe this is the latest reality show when friends spat as they scrabble to be pseudo-famous. That's a good point. Yes, I have a lawyer going. This is the original poster. Yes, I have a lawyer going through the contract right now, and I'm going back to LA next week to sign it, along with NDAs and other legal paperwork. Brian told me I'm casted unless I decline to participate before I sign the contract. I'm not filming yet. Hee hee. I have never typed out the word hee hee. I feel weird saying it. I'm not filming yet. Hee hee. ... It's a dating type of show, and shooting doesn't start until a few weeks from now. Ooh, is this Love Island? I don't know. Anyway, that was my last story for the day, for the show, for the episode, whatever. Okay, here is my take on this one. One, don't follow her lead. Don't be like talking in the group chat about each other. Don't talk outside of the friend group. Don't talk to other people in the friend group. Go directly to her. Maybe do it in text so you have that back and forth. You have those receipts, because she may lie. Don't know. Then if you want to meet in person and talk, I would have a trusted mediator. I've been that before. It's freaking awful. So maybe not that. But anyway, I would really look at these actions and kind of, maybe if she genuinely asks for forgiveness and apologizes and all that, then I would accept it, because her feelings were hurt. Things happen. But I would have it in the back of my mind. Forgive, but don't forget. And I would go do the darn thing. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And friendships are so crazy. Somebody that you think is really down for you, 2 seconds flat, they'll push you out of the way. So like, what if the roles were reversed? Would she give it up? I don't think so. And you don't want to jeopardize something that could really, 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 really change your life in a very positive way. And when people go through positive changes, they can change other people's lives. If it's money, you could help other people in your family. Not over this. Don't lose that because of this. Because somebody's feelings are hurt. It wasn't her time. Maybe she gets something better. Wah, wah. I don't know. Anyway, that was my last story for the night. thank y'all so much. If you stay the whole time, you have noticed it's gotten a lot darker. I'm going to do so much better at starting earlier and learning all this stuff. This podcast is definitely a learning experience. My other podcast I do with Liz, her and her husband handle all of the audio and technical stuff, and I just show up and blab my mouth. I do help with some of the social media stuff, so I'm not on the log, but I'm pretty close. So for me, this is just like a learning experience of doing it all myself. So please bear with me. The lighting is probably going to be different, changing. I want to get a set back here so it's not just a white wall. But I was so anxious to get going, and yeah, we're just going to take it step by step, and hopefully this will take off. Regardless, I love doing it, so I'll keep going, but I'm going to get off here because I worked a 9 to 5 today. I worked a 9 to 5. I worked a 9 to 5, and then I got ready because I worked from home today. So I literally looked like I was shot out of a cannon. And then I got ready so I could look good on camera, and then set up, and we went going. So now I'm going to go eat my chicken and vegetables for supper and hang out with my dog and probably watch some TV. Anyway, thank y'all so much, and be sure to like, comment, let me know in the comments who you think is the most outlandish, most interesting. You don't have to be, if you don't want to be shady, just say, like, give me a reason of who's your favorite character on Love After Lockup and why. I will say mine is Clint. I thought he was yes, he was kind of dumb, but he was coming from a good place, I believe, and he really cared. I think he was just a little insecure too, but him calling, I can't think of her name, Clint and, I about said Clint and Stacy. That's my aunt and uncle's name. Clint and Tracy. Oh my gosh. Clint and Stacy, Clint and Tracy. Tracy, like, a lot of times you can know if they were just using them for, like, I think she was using him, but I think she genuinely did see his good heart, but the drugs got in the way. I don't know. Anyway, he would always call her his goddess, and I was like, goals, you know. Second favorite character, I can't think of his name, but he was the Native American guy who kind of looks like Paul Rudd with long hair. Anyway, let me know in the comments, and yeah, this was so fun. I'm so excited for this new journey. Be sure to go listen to Spilling the Tea, my other podcast with Liz. It is dropping our 4th or 5th season, I don't even know, on Halloween. We always drop on Halloween. So yeah, you have content here, you have content there, and we're just a bunch of goofy gals. So go listen, and I will see y'all next week. Bye.